Dear Director of the National Library, dear participants. It's a great pleasure to host you here, to see all this full energy in the amphitheater of our National Library of Kosovo. On behalf of the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and the Government of the Republic of Kosovo, let me welcome you all in Pristina. We are proud to see Kosovo hosting this year's Forum of LINA, a gathering that brings together this youthful energy, creativity, and critical thinking, I believe so. The Ministry of Culture has been constantly working into building and strengthening the institutional mechanisms of art and cultural heritage, because we truly believe that they both play a huge role in our country's progress by creating opportunities, by strengthening the economy, fostering peace, democracy, and sustainability. At the same time, Kosovo's community of architects and artists have been excelling in international arena of your sector, starting from awards from Venice Biennial to the last one, the recent recognitions such as the Wholesome Awards. And please let me take this moment to thank all the local architects and artists for their tireless work and passion for this sector and for putting Kosovo in the world map of culture. Every idea, every project, and every shared story has value to our collective future. That's why we are very happy to support the Kosovo Architecture Foundation for bringing this event here. And without further ado, once more, welcome to Pristina, welcome to Kosovo. Enjoy your time here, and I wish you a fruitful discussion in the upcoming days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Minister. Mayor Rama, please join us.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a delight to have you all here. You know, you bring me back to my previous profession, architecture, urban planning, so I feel very good. And unfortunately, I will not have a lot of time to be with you as I would love to, but I just want to warmly welcome you and the Deputy Minister of Slovenia. Welcome. Deputy Minister of Kosovo, Culture Minister, welcome. Welcome, everybody. You see, you're in a great building here, and this, well, someone loves it and someone hates it. I used to live around the corner. As a child, I grew up playing around this National Library. And it was something that inspired me to become an architect. So places where we live, places where we play, they do have an impact in our conscious and subconscious mind. Therefore, it is very important, so we have a very responsible profession, because whatever we do, it is never neutral. It is either positive or negative. And I moved to London, so living there, you know, the whole kind of way of life had an impact on how I thought and what I thought about architecture and about, you know, how we create our cities and how we create our public spaces, and I realized how important public space is. I decided to study architecture, and to my surprise, one day I saw this very building at one of the main newspapers in London, The Guardian. Apparently was selected as one of the top 10 ugliest buildings in the world. I'm like, oh my goodness. You know, the building that I loved, that made me excited, that actually made me study architecture, it was called as one of the top 10 ugliest in the world. But I guess there's a good side to it. It put Pristina on the map. You know, we had an exciting, ugly building. Go back to 2012, I competed and luckily was chosen to represent Kosovo for the first time in Venice Biennale. And it was at that time when I decided to kind of curate a space over there based on the emotional impact of buildings that we create, emotional impact on people of buildings and the environments that we create. So I requested from everyone to upload images of architecture in Pristina and Kosovo that made them feel, you know, to filter through 6 emotions, 3 positive and 3 negative. One of the positives was happy, excited. There's another one. And then the negative ones were angry, sad, and trapped. And when people voted here and in Venice Biennale, this building was voted as the top most excited building. So I was so happy to actually finally tell the world that this is not an ugly building. You know, this is an exciting building because actually for its time, it went beyond, outside of the boundaries of limitations of what you can think and you can do technologically. So when you are, you know, brave enough to experiment and come up with ideas that you feel, you know, emotionally, and then you push boundaries forward, you come up with shapes and spaces, and you have an impact on people. And I would love to say that this had a positive impact on me. So to have LINA here with all the institutions around the world in Pristina, in this very building, it's a great honor for us here in Pristina, and I want to thank also Bekim Ramko here, who does such a great job in promoting our city and our country, you know, to the whole well, the society, architectural society and urban planning society. And as you can see, you've probably been here for a very short time, but this city, it is an interesting one. You know, you could call it ugly, you could call it exciting, you could call it happy or sad. I mean, there's all these different emotions that you can interact with or feel as you move through the city, as you relate to its past, to its present, and as we think about the future. But because it is like that, it's very dynamic. So it has its own soul, very dynamic soul, its own sort of exciting spirit. And I call it as an abstract painting. The difference between kind of a realist painting and an abstract painting, the way I would describe it is that, you know, with an abstract painting, you engage with it and you create your own story. You know, with a realist painting, it kind of tells you who it is. There's a division between you and the painting, or division between you and the city. And the cities around the world that have developed and grown, and they have these very rigid rules and regulations, you know, they become you and the city, and it's very difficult to engage with it. So they kind of, for me, they start to lose their soul a bit. Whereas with abstract cities or abstract paintings, you create your own stories all the time. So they're alive, and you can engage with it at very different levels. So that's why I think that Pristina is an exciting city for architects, for urban planners, is exciting city to tell stories, to create stories, to be inspired, to inspire. So I hope that you'll have a fantastic time in Pristina and be very inspired to bring even more people and come back here. So welcome and thank you. Enjoy.
The co-host, so I don't need to introduce you.
Hi, dear friends, colleagues, dear Mayor Perperim Rama, dear Deputy Minister of Culture, Paulina Osmani. We are very happy to be here at Kosovo in Pristina. We have been planning this with Bekim for a long time, and we are very grateful to be able also to be in these excellent buildings. So I would, at the beginning, really like to express my sincere thanks to the Kosovo Architecture Foundation and Bekim and Rona for hosting us here, but also for taking on this great task of co-organizing the forum. And it's the first forum of the new LINA 4-year chapter that starts now, go on for the next 4 years. Please, a small applause for Kosovo architecture. And many thanks also go to the Faculty of Architecture in Ljubljana, who is hosting and supporting this project, the new operation of LINA as well, and my core team, Nusha and Hana and Maya, without whom neither the platform nor this event would happen. So we are starting our gatherings now here in Kosovo, but 3 more forums will follow. Next year in Barcelona, who is the world capital of architecture, then in Timișoara, and in 2029 in Vilnius. And every April, we will gather in Ljubljana at the fairs. So we hope these collaborations will grow and they will last and they will also stay. And these early November days that we are spending here in Pristina are very special for us. 10 years on the very same days in November since we gathered for the first time in Ljubljana, then still called as the Future Architecture Platform, the predecessor of LINA. But I'm truly happy that most of the organizations that started then are still here with us today. The Museum of Architecture and Design, then the coordinator of the platform, Lisbon Architecture Triennale, Haus der Architektur in Graz, Maxi Museum of 21st Century Art in Rome, BINA, Belgrade International Architecture Week, Swiss Architecture Museum from Basel, DPR Barcelona, DAISAI from as Oris, Copenhagen Architecture Film Festival that now developed into Copenhagen Architecture Forum and Biennial, and Tirana Architecture Triennale, then Tirana Architecture Week as Polish University, and of course our hosts, Kosovo Architecture Foundation. So thank you again to everyone for your commitment during all this time, but also to those who joined the platform later, as well as those who left and our ways split apart in the course of working. In the coming days, we will share formal and informal moments, and our goal here in Pristina is simple: to get to know each other as well as possible, to learn about each other's projects and aspirations, and to find ways how we could work together in this year. No one is expected to make